Let's talk about Microsoft Teams, and this will be a short review of this service. And the big question is it really worth it this year to actually buy a subscription with Microsoft Teams? Okay, so let me first give you an overview before I get into the nitty gritty when it comes to this service. So if you think about Microsoft Teams, I want you to think primarily about a very powerful team messaging and meeting solution, right? So this is what Microsoft Teams is really good at. This is what they want to know. They want it to be known for: team messaging and meeting. Okay, and the cool thing is that whether you're a small business or a large enterprise, you can use Microsoft Teams to actually grow your company or even optimize your productivity. So that's kind of cool because it shows that Microsoft Teams can actually scale with your business. As your business grow, this service can grow with it too. Okay, so Microsoft Teams actually delivers a premium audio, messaging, and video conferencing experience for workplaces with plenty of genuinely useful Copilot AI features throughout. So you're looking at productivity, you're looking at team messaging, you're looking at video conferencing, you're looking at meeting, you're looking at everything that can help you optimize your team productivity from a single dashboard. Okay, so you have extensive features. That's really good. I mean, from a flexibility point of view, having that many features is really good. You have a straightforward interface within Microsoft Teams. You have a powerful AI summaries of conversations. I mean, they introduced Copilot AI about 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, and ever since it has been a very dominant and popular feature within Microsoft Teams, especially the AI summaries of conversations. Like if like those people who did not attend the meeting, just to have a transcript of conversations, that's really powerful. And you have excellent support. Of course, you have the reputation of a giant such as Microsoft. On the flip side, you have overwhelming admin tools and you do have expensive add-ons. So something to really consider before actually buying Microsoft Teams this year. So one thing you need to understand here is that when you think about Microsoft Teams, there are some specs that are really important, okay? And those specs actually have been around for a while, and depending on the industry you're in, you might find some specs interesting versus, I mean, more interesting than others, okay? So one of the few remaining corporate-ready messaging and meeting platforms that really impresses this year is actually Microsoft Teams. The reason is that even after COVID, even in a post-COVID, let's say, economic sector, businesses of all sizes still rely on a few features to actually optimize their productivity, their team productivity. Okay, so Microsoft Teams actually will impress you with its functional design and especially strong video conferencing features. Okay, so it supports unlimited chat and calls, can accommodate up to 300 people on a video call. Can you imagine that? 300 people. I mean, obviously, it's not like up to 1,000 people, such as competing services, but 300 is still impressive anyway. And Microsoft Teams also provides cloud storage for collaboration amongst the users. Like again, this goes back to what I said about optimizing team productivity. So if you pay for the Microsoft Copilot add-on, you get convenient meeting summaries and powerful chatbot features. Now, the biggest downside of the experience is that some of the admin tools can be tedious to manage. In other words, you could actually have a learning curve, okay, at the beginning, especially if your team is now used to video conferencing tools, okay? Now, Microsoft Teams is worth using if your company needs an affordable, standalone business messaging app or already pays for a Microsoft 365 business plan. Okay, so this is an important element to really think about, especially if you're looking for agility, what I call operational agility. Like you want your team to be productive, but also be very responsive, be very fast in terms of like implementing stuff. So if you think about Microsoft Teams, one important element to think about is the pricing. As you can see on the screen here, the pricing is really affordable. Really affordable. They're charging you for, like, if you go with the Teams Essentials, you're all looking at $4 per user per month, paid yearly. Okay. So basically, you don't pay this every month, you pay this every year. I mean, not all, most of Microsoft products actually like you to pay yearly. Okay. So you can see that you have the Microsoft Teams Essential, but also the Microsoft 365 Business Basics. Obviously, you have to really think about what works for you. Okay. And as you can see on the screen here, I'm showing you the business plans on the first screenshot. Business plans. Let me show you another screenshot. Here we have the Microsoft Teams. So here you have the free version, but also the Microsoft 365 Personal. Again, you're paying here $99.99 per year. Okay, so we're speaking about an annual subscription. That's the second screenshot. I want to show you the third screenshot. Here you have Microsoft Teams Enterprise. So here they are charging you $5.25 per user per month, paid yearly. And you also have the Microsoft 365 E3 No Teams. So here they're charging you $33.75 per user per month. So by the way, all those prices I'm giving you were valid as of the date of this show. One thing you just need to understand here is that every Microsoft Teams product, or let's just say Microsoft Suite products in general, requires an annual commitment. They don't like monthly subscriptions. They want to really pay upfront. Okay, so this is something to really understand. Now, those prices I'm giving you actually exclude some add-ons. So various add-ons are available for all plans. Okay, so whether you're paying $4 or $33 or $5 or whatever, just be aware that add-ons can really can increase your final bill by a lot, depending on the add-ons that you want, and also whether you want those add-ons on a monthly basis or you just want them as a one-time addition. Okay, so be very careful if you want to go with Microsoft Teams. You can see that the entry price is pretty affordable, but those add-ons can add up big time real fast. So what are the features here? If you think about Microsoft Teams, what features should you pay attention to? Okay, again, I've said this before, that one thing you need to understand is that Microsoft Teams allows you to streamline communications within your company, okay, all in one place. So from a holistic point of view, from a single dashboard, you're able to streamline communications. And by the way, by communications, I mean chat, phone calls, conference calls, video calls, whatever. Okay, so you're talking about lots of possibilities. So you do have actually you do have the possibility to access Microsoft Teams from an Android, iOS, Mac OS, or Windows product. Okay, so this is kind of cool. You can log in and start using Teams without any setup. So it's important to understand that it has been built in such a way that it is user friendly. Okay, but one thing you need to understand here is that once you actually get used to Microsoft Teams, you can really invite others, like other team members, like let's say in a pretty streamlined manner. Okay, and the ease of use has been thought about big time. Like I said, all Microsoft products are very easy to use, and you can see that they have thought through the user friendliness. Okay, so you are able to chat with other teams users. You can make phone calls. You can launch impromptu video meetings quickly and easily. Okay, and Teams actually integrates OneDrive into your system, into your workplace. So that's really good. And also, one thing I want to say here is that you also have 24/7 product support, so that you can really access via chat, email, or for all plans. So it doesn't matter if even if you have the $4 a month plan, you still have access to chat support. Okay, and you also have the ability to set up a workspace within Microsoft Teams. Okay, in a very structured manner. So this means what? It means creating teams of users, such as accounting or marketing. Okay, and within each team, you can then create channels to help people communicate with one another. Teams and channels can be private or public, and further customizations and restrictions are available too. For example, you can configure a channel such as one for general staff announcements so that only some users can actually post. So this is really cool. So the messaging experience within Microsoft Teams actually is pretty snappy and customizable. That adds another layer of credibility and validation to Microsoft Teams as an all-in-one communications tool. Okay, so the tool remains very excellent for text communications, for example. So to start a one-on-one chat, you just need to select the new message option actually in the upper left portion of the interface, and you just need to add someone. So pretty straightforward. Okay, you can add new participants to this chat using a drop down menu on the right side of the screen. Okay, so you're able to actually get things done fast. And extensive and intuitive formatting options are available for messages. What I'm saying here is that you can add emoji characters, you can enlarge fonts, you can insert GIFs. Okay, and by the way, tons of GIFs are available, and you can strike through text. The reason I'm insisting on that is that depending on the chat, the nature of the chat, or depending on the recipient of the chat, you might want to emphasize certain things. And Microsoft Teams actually gives you that flexibility. Okay, and so messaging actually feels very fast, and Teams focused interface encourages efficiency. So what happens here is that you're able to be very productive. Let's say regardless of the teams you're working in, regardless of how fast you want things to get done. Okay, whether you are in a position of let's say authority, or you just rank and file, you still have the possibility to use Teams to actually streamline your productivity. You can schedule messages to send later. Although this option is not immediately evident, okay, you have to really dig a little deeper. Notifications also are more customizable in Teams, okay, than in other collaborative message and meeting apps. So something to really keep in mind as you go along. You also have audio and video calling, okay, and the experience, again, you're able to invite in up to 300 people. And but even with that many people, the audio and video calling is always, I would say, a smooth experience. So one thing you need to understand is that Microsoft Teams actually has introduced a Copilot AI feature not long ago, and so this tool is really fantastic, really fantastic. Okay, so adding Microsoft Copilot to Teams unlocks best-in-class capabilities. So what happens here is that it becomes extremely convenient to be able to join an audio or video meeting, click the Copilot icon, and then get a summary of the meeting so far. So that's kind of cool because it gives you that what I call credibility and accountability. Okay, so Copilot also functions as a typical chatbot. So you are able to be more responsive. You are able to engage faster. Let me give you an example. During a meeting to plan a hypothetical team outing, you can actually ask maybe Copilot to find retreat centers within a specific budget, and it will give you a quick list of options. Okay, so that's how fast the service can really be. And now keep in mind that you need to pay for Teams Premium to unlock the ability to view AI generated notes and tasks from meetings, as well as to read live translated captions during and after meetings. Okay, so this is a little bit of the add-on I was talking to you earlier about, right? So the add-on is there, but just be careful. Also, you have integration options, so you have everything you need within Microsoft Teams. So the product supports over 2,500 app integrations. So everything from CRM and VoIP services such as Intermedia Unite or 8x8 Work is available. You're not locked into using other Microsoft apps such as Dynamics and Teams Phone, though those services all work especially well together. Okay, so something to really think about. So the variety and the comprehensiveness of apps that you can integrate with is a pretty powerful thing to consider. If you're thinking about Microsoft Teams this year, so one thing you need to understand here is that if you focused on Microsoft Teams, you really want to focus on ease of use, ergonomics, uh, speed also, and most importantly, security. Okay, because security is really key because you first of all you have Microsoft, one of the giants when it comes to when it comes to IT services globally. So if you trust Microsoft and you get the Microsoft Teams product, you get security right away. Okay, and the cool thing is that you have this ergonomics that I was talking about a little earlier. This ergonomics can actually translate into more safety depending on how you set up Microsoft Teams. But just be aware that you do have some complexity. You could have some complexities when it comes to administering. Like if you think about administration of Microsoft Teams, okay. So, for instance, you can perform some administrative functions directly within the dedicated apps, such as adding users, creating teams, enabling meeting transcription, and managing subscription. Okay, so that's actually good for some administrative functions, but for some user settings, you have to open the Teams web portal. Okay, so that could be a little frustrating, especially if you have to do it, let's say, multiple times a year or a month or a week, for instance. Okay, but yeah, you might have to go to another. You can't do it in a holistic manner. You have to open the Teams web portal. Here you can add the auto attendant, configure voicemail settings for Teams phone, and toggle the Copilot transcription settings. So this is important. Now, admin functions are not especially difficult to find or figure, okay, or configure, but the sheer number of them can feel overwhelming, especially if your team is not used to those tools. Now, you don't need too much technical knowledge to manage the main settings, but some of the deeper ones, such as Copilot preferences, recordings and transcription settings, and meeting rules, could take a few hours to fully explore. So, this is something to really remember, okay? So, overall, basically, your data is safe with Microsoft Teams, okay? You have high security. You have because everything is actually kept on the cloud, so that's really good. So basically, this is a product that is more than capable of handling your corporate messaging needs, no matter the size of your business. Okay, it makes it very easy to organize your company into teams and channels with clear rules, giving everyone all the features that they would need. Okay, the video conferencing features are surprisingly robust. Okay, and now with the addition of the Copilot AI feature, things couldn't be even better. So, do I recommend Microsoft Teams? Definitely, definitely. This is a solid product, a secure product, and most importantly, a safe product. As a recap in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Microsoft Teams. I gave you the overview, the features, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.